a show stating what others hate. Seeking the truth and transparency here on Patriot View
at 1A Independent News.
With your host, Bear Direct.
Hey, what's going on, Patriots? Thank you for joining us for this episode of Patriot View at 1A Independent News. Up here, website and email, okay? We do have, are starting to get the episodes up on YouTube, so hopefully they start taking off on YouTube. If you're viewing from X, Facebook, or Truth, you're getting the episode of the day. Hang in there with us for just a moment, okay? We'll get right into the episode. So we're share. How do you help us share? Share the episode. Okay. If you're viewing from Facebook, X, or Truth, you're getting the episode of the day, direct link to Rumble, to our Rumble channel. Okay, so you're getting the episode of the day. Sign up for that. If you haven't already signed up for a free Rumble account, sign up for a free Rumble account. I believe they're still free. You get a small package of storage, okay, with a free account, okay. But you can follow or subscribe to a content creator, to a channel, okay. There's the difference. So again, if you haven't already signed up for a free Rumble account, I encourage you to do so. Hit the orange and white button logo or Patriot View on the on the episode. It'll take you to our. Come on, guys. Ooh. Can't see. There we go. Excuse me. So it'll get you to the channel, and then you can. Sorry about that little delay. Obviously we have to pay attention to traffic here. I've never seen it really that heavy this early in the morning right there, but hey, stuff happens. Follow, subscribe to our channel, share our channel, and if you're familiar with YouTube and how sharing and everything works on YouTube, it's fairly similar. So the Rumble platform is fairly easy to navigate. Okay. We have a paid plan on Rumble because it gives us more storage space. So we do not have a free plan. We have a paid plan. So we pay for our Rumble account. So there's a lot of things we've had to cancel, our live stream platform being one of them, because it just cannot afford it anymore. We do not have any sponsors. We have nothing coming in. We're not generating anything from our episodes because we're not getting enough views. So help us get those views up. That is a big thing right there. I have other content that I follow. Do I think it's the greatest? No, but I believe in what they're trying to do. So I support them. I got a Rumble app on my Fire TV. And I had a little giggle because this morning some of my stuff wasn't working properly. I have cameras. I have smart devices, and some of the stuff wasn't working properly. And I get the news on, and I'm following up on the news, and apparently they had this big outage that disrupted a lot of services that are roads are wet. Get them tires changed down here pretty soon before snow flies. But anyways, it disrupted a lot of services. There's a lot of stuff that's done through Venmo. I think ChatGPT. A lot of things are done through what is it, AWS. Amazon services is basically what it is. So it affected the Blink services for cameras and stuff like that, and other devices. So I'm trying to tell my lights to turn on, and they're not turning on. Then I look at my cameras inside, and I can see them because they were offline. I didn't even bother at that point going to look to see what the outside cameras were doing, because the inside cameras aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. And I knew it wasn't an internet connection. It was saying a connectivity problem. I had no issue with my Wi-Fi, so it wasn't that. So then when I see they come on about their, I'm like, oh, well, that explains that. But by then, everything had come back online, and problem resolved. Holy crap, man. You need your high beams on? Jesus. Some things are just not necessary, right, guys? So, anywho, so give us a little follow, subscribe, help us out. But like I said, there's content that I don't particularly care for. But I believe in the message, and I believe in what they're trying and what their mission is, what their goal is. Okay, it's not always about how well put together it is, how articulate the person delivering the message is. Sometimes it's in the message. It's the message itself. Okay, and what their goals are. So those are what I believe in. So what I'll do is I'll watch some, and then I'll set, and I'll let it run, because on my Amazon Fire stuff, for TV, my Fire TV, I have multiple TVs set up, and I will let them run the app, the content for those ones that I'm following throughout the day. Okay, so I might not actually be watching, but they're getting their views, just because I believe in what they're trying to do. So either way, whether you want to do that or whatnot, just share, help us out, help us get those views up so we can start funding what we're trying to do. The bank of me is starting to get depleted. So I've been funding this from day one. So help us out, help us grow, and hang in to the end, because we're going to give you a way to get something out if you got something to say. Okay, so over on our website, so I don't know if it's still up, but it'll be up at the end anyway. Our website and our email was right up here, and it'll be up here at the end as well. If you go to the website, on the bottom of the homepage, there's a crowdfunding box that you can help us out if you want to help us out, support what we're trying to do. On top of all the pages on the website, there's a little gift box. That little gift box, whatever you give to that, does not go to us. It goes to our hosting provider and credits our hosting account. But we do not have any sponsors on our website. We have items that we recommend. There's a disclaimer in there that says, in the description of each item, that says not a sponsor. Anything changes with the relationship between that item and ourselves, we will remove not a sponsor and add the appropriate relationship. Okay. So if you've got something to say, go ahead and send it to us to the email. Okay. And we'll go over what we require here at the end before we close. So I want to get into the hypocrisy of things. I was talking to my wife about it, and everybody's doing the new King's Day again. You got Nancy Pelosi is sitting there breaking a crown like she's like standing up for something. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi's not standing up for nothing but Nancy Pelosi and the Democrat Party. What is it going to take for these people to understand what the Democrats are doing, what the Democratic Party is doing? That they're being lied to. Literally, they're being gaslit and lied to. They're being sold bill of bad goods. A bill on bad goods. Bottom line, they're not being sold the truth. If we can get these people to keep believing us, then they'll keep voting for us. And they'll think we're the party of freedom, and they're not. They're lying to their constituents. They're lying to anybody that'll believe them. They're socialists. Flat out. Yes, there are some Democrats, but when you get into the liberal Democrats, they are freaking socialists. Tim Kaine proved what a bad vice presidential candidate he would have been when he ran with Hillary Clinton. When he's defending this moron that's running for AG in Virginia that's basically wished death on people. Well, these are old things. It don't matter whether they're old or new or anything. I'm basically saying that, in one basically saying that he wished death on his wife and her two kids. Come on, man. This is just absolutely ridiculous. And people are taking it out of context. Tim Kaine, people are taking it out of context. The Republicans, right? These are old messages. They could have brought those up before the names were on the ballot and early elections started pouring in. Maybe they didn't know about them until after that. So, here's the hypocrisy that I want to talk about, and I was talking to my wife about it, and I read a piece from a reporter doing that interviewed somebody at one of the No Kings rallies, where the protester said he supports, here, listen, wait for the hypocrisy, supports law, the rule of law. We are a nation, or a country of laws, a nation of laws. Okay? Saying he supports the rule of law. We are a nation of laws. And then turns around and says that our country is built basically, in a nutshell, on the backbone of immigrants. And they should be allowed here. They shouldn't be rounded up and kicked out. Have you picked up on the hypocrisy yet? Please, don't make me say it. This protester says we are a nation of laws. And then says, in a nutshell, that these immigrants are welcome. They shouldn't be kicked out. I can't remember the exact verbiage that he used, that this protester used, but that was it, in a nutshell. That the nation was built on immigrants. Okay, sure. You're absolutely right. Not going to deny it. Not going to deny it. Absolutely, positively correct. But everybody within the means and the ability back then, everybody that came in on the Mayflower and all those that came in that were the original settlers were all documented. They weren't. They just came in, took over the country. No, they were documented. Everybody on it, they got step foot on a ship was documented. So when they got to the United States, before it was the United States, when they became the colonies, they were actually documented. Everybody that came here was documented. Everybody was documented. Our nation was built by immigrants, yes, but they were documented. And then when the immigration laws came into effect, they were put in place for a reason. To help curb it. To help make sure that we're not getting sent the riffraff, the bad, the worst of the worst. Criminals that are exiled from their country. They're on the run from their own countries. Are we just not understanding the whole point of immigration laws? Immigration laws are set in place so you have to go through a process. Okay. So can be a proper vetting process done. Why do people have such a freaking issue with this? You think other countries just let you in? Yeah, come on in. The door's wide open. We don't care if you're a bad person or not. No, it's not what happens. If you get caught in their country illegally, you get arrested. And you might get out at some point. Why is it okay for other countries, but not for our country? We just want to open the door for everybody. Just have at it. These people sit there with forked tongues. We are a nation of laws. Come on in. Door's wide open. You don't need to follow the laws. You don't need those pesky laws. Don't worry about those immigration laws. We're a nation of laws, but you don't have to worry about those. We're going to pick and choose what laws we think we need to follow and you need to follow. Don't worry. Don't worry. You can come here and we, the taxpayers, will take care of you. We will put you up in hotels and things like that, and give you food that you're going to complain about and throw in the garbage. Destroy the hotels and the rooms that you're in. But you're good people. Don't worry about it. And we're going to give you a bunch of free stuff that you're just going to start taking advantage of us. And then you're going to start, the ones that are bad people are going to go out and start terrorizing the streets, victimizing elderly people and citizens of the area you're in, taking over apartment complexes and gang activity. But it's okay. It's okay. You can sell your drugs. The fentanyl that's killing our people. It's okay because we're a nation of laws. But we don't need to worry ourselves about the immigration laws. You're fine. Come on. This is the hypocrisy of the liberal left. Okay? This is the hypocrisy of the people that are protesting ICE and other federal law enforcement agencies trying to round up these people that are here illegally. You came across the border illegally. You broke the law. The Biden administration helped facilitate that, and they should have charges coming forthwith, is what my opinion is. They want to Trump, all this Trump crap. that he's such a bad person and he's a criminal. Are they not paying attention to what the Bidens and the Biden administration has done? Of course not. Of course not. Because they are so scope locked on, I hate Donald Trump, that it doesn't matter anything that he does that's good, I'm not going to accept it. I'm not going to acknowledge it. But if you want to hand me a bunch of free money, I will be so glad to take that free money. If you want to send me a big stimulus check, I'll gladly take that. But I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna say, thank you, Mr. Biden, President Biden, for doing this before you left office. They will give these are the type of people that'll give the Biden administration the credit for something that Trump's administration did. You wait and see if they do authorize a stimulus from the federal government for the money that was saved. Okay, I want to see if if the stimulus is authorized and approved, if they give Trump the credit or these liberals give Biden the credit. Because I almost foresee with my little crystal ball, my liberal ball, that they will more than gladly try to give Biden the credit, even though it's not true. So we're gonna wait and see on that one. We're gonna wait and see. I just have that feeling. So I don't know, man. I mean, this is just ludicrous. We have my wife has a friend, an acquaintance, whatever, that hates Trump. She's another one of those. I don't care what he does, even if it's good. I'm not going to accept it because it's him. And I brought up about that money. I go, well, what if they did? The talk is possibly, if they can, doing a like a refund check, like a stimulus check from the federal government. Could be scuttlebutt up to $2,000. Oh, that'll be so wonderful. I go, but you can't accept it. You shouldn't accept it though. She goes, why? Why shouldn't I not accept that? If they send me $2,000, why should I not accept that? I go, because you just got done saying only just moments ago. Now we were having this discussion. Said you just got done saying just moments ago that it doesn't matter what Trump does and his administration does, even if it's good, you will not accept it because you don't like Trump. Well, I'll take that. I'd be like, no. You can't take one because that makes you a hypocrite. Well, it's $2,000. But you just said it doesn't matter what he does, you don't accept anything from him. That's good. You won't acknowledge anything good. Well, I didn't say I would acknowledge that it was good, but I'll take it. It's like, then you're a hypocrite. Oh, she got a little mad, quite mad at me. And I told my wife, I don't think she's going to talk to you for a while. She goes, oh, freaking well. And my wife didn't even say nothing. It was all me. I just trying to make a point of, you're a hypocrite because you're willing to you say one thing, but you're willing to take something from them that's good, but still not give them credit for the good deed. And then this is why I say, I guarantee you, if they do, a lot of them will give Biden the credit, try to give Biden the credit, because that's what she kind of alluded at, was that if that did happen, it would be because of something that Biden's administration did before he left office, which is absolute insanity. That would not be the case. So, I guess a lot of us just get tired of the hypocrisy that we see contained within the liberal party. Right, you said liberal party, not the Democrat Party. Yes, the party of the liberals. That far left party. Because you have Democrats that are, why they're not conservatives, I don't know. And you get the conservatives, most of the time will lean to the left. But that's why I said, now even Democrats are starting to question why John Fetterman's even a Democrat. And this is what happens on the left. If you don't agree, if you're on the left and you don't agree with the left, then you are deemed a traitor. Joe Manchin is one of the ones that I've talked about. Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema. They were Democrats, and they were ostracized by the left because they voted their conscience. They voted what was right. They voted what was best in the best interest of the people. And if it happened to align with the conservatives, the GOP, then so be it. So, will John Fetterman actually leave the Democratic Party and become a conservative, registered, flip his ticket to the GOP? No, I don't. They would actually have to do something drastic to John Fetterman for him to do that. But I think if he left the Democratic Party, he would go, and he would be an independent. That's what I think. He'd be an independent. He'd be flipped over to the independent ticket. John Fetterman's really surprising me. He's doing some things that I never envisioned, which are good things. And I got to commend him for that. Kind of like with Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema, where they actually did what was in the best interest of the people. And the Democrats did exactly their thing. They became erratic and attacked them. Joe Manchin was not going to sign on to a bill that was several years ago. I almost believe it was during the first Trump administration. And Chuck Schumer talked Joe Manchin into, hey, if you support me with this, then I'm going to support you with that type thing, right? Well, Joe Manchin went, okay. And Joe Manchin helped and signed on and helped Chuck Schumer get his bill through, blah, 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 because he needed Joe Manchin. And then when it came time for Chuck Schumer to get on board to help Joe Manchin fulfill that promise, he reneged. And he dropped Joe Manchin off the scaffold. I got what I want. I don't need you. You gave me what I want. I don't need you. Joe Manchin should have been a better savvy businessman and went, okay, I'll tell you what. Let's get mine through. And then when you vote for mine, I'll vote for yours. That's how it should have been. Why Joe Manchin trusted freaking Chuck Schumer is beyond me. So, you had these liberals, extreme liberals, chasing Kirsten Sinema down, basically accosting her in a freaking bathroom, a public restroom, and through, I think, a hotel lobby or something. I can't remember exactly where it was. Again, several years ago, and it was okay. They thought it was okay. These are the same people because they were traitors. Because Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema were traitors to the party. So they were treating them like they were members of the GOP. like they were conservatives. They turned the dogs on them because they didn't do what the left wanted them to do. And that's how they are. People on the right, if people from the RNC, the GOP, if they vote with them Democrats, we just look at them and go, what the hell are you thinking? And that's it. We call them rhinos. Because they have a habit of voting and supporting the liberal left. So they're rhinos. Why are you even a Republican? You're not a Republican. You're not a independent. You are a leftist. Why are you on the Republican ticket? You're a rhino. So, and they'll say this. They'll say the same thing with. I get it when you say, okay, well, they're trying to reach across the aisle, but when it's a continual thing, let's put it this way: when it walks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and looks like a duck, it's a freaking duck. Bottom line, John Fetterman is exactly this thing. He sees things that are just not right. So he's not voting with his party. He's speaking out against his party because he's like, wait a minute, this is just not 1 and 1 ain't adding up to 2 here with what's going on, with what they're saying, with what my party's saying, and I can't get on board with it because it's wrong. The rhinos in the Republican Party don't even do that. They just, how can you guys benefit me if I come over and I wash hands and rub hands and schmooze with you and give you what you want? Because I'm really an undercover Democrat. These are these rhinos. I believe Mitch McConnell is kind of in that line right there. I think he's lying in his pocket. This is just personal opinion. Hey, but when will these people wake up and realize that the left has been lying to them all along, playing them fools? We sit there and I asked a question. I asked a question about when are these protesters that are protesting, screaming "Free, free Palestine"? When we got the ceasefire going on, and these Hamas is attacking. You have factions in Hamas that are actually shooting and still attacking Israeli troops that are in these agreed upon areas, safety areas. Okay. So there was lines that were drawn that, hey, you gotta pull back to these areas, okay, till we get everything sorted out, which Israel did. Now you got, it was believed to be factions or groups contained within Hamas that are going rogue, possibly, and attacking Israeli troops, firing on Israeli troops. They better get a handle on it. Next thing is Hamas is going after and executing Palestinians. So you have these people that are still out there screaming "Free, free Palestine." And I asked, when are people going to stop screaming "Free, free Palestine" and see that the truth of what's actually really going on? That Hamas is actually attacking and killing Palestinians, their own people. It had nothing to do with Israel. You hate Israel for no reason. Again, you've been lied to. You hate Israel for no reason, and because you've been lied to. You've been sold a bill for bad goods. These people don't even know what they're protesting. They're literally clueless as to what they are standing up against. Give me a freaking break. Give me a break. And they're not breaking off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. I'll tell you what. And they're not eating a Snickers. It's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing that these people have lost that much touch with reality. So, all right, guys, I'm going to bust out. Let us know what you think on some of the stuff that we talked about. I know I didn't talk a lot about these things, but I got these couple little things in that I really wanted to say. So hit us in the comments section. Again, if you're viewing from Facebook, X, or Truth, you're getting the episode of the day. Share it on those platforms. Share it. Encourage others to watch the episode or even start it and just let it run. Go back through some of the old episodes. You're going to go directly to Rumble when you click on that episode. If you're don't have a free Rumble account, sign up for a free Rumble account. Follow us, hit the orange and white one and logo. Follow, subscribe to the channel. Share the channel. If you're trying to sell us a promotion, we can promote you. I ain't got no money to give you, man. Sorry. Go over to our website, hit the email, or just email us. Email and website will be up here if it's not already. It was up in the beginning. Email us and we'll take a look. This is how I sort out the people that watched. These promoters, the ones that watched versus the ones that just automatically sent out the fluff. Been following your channel and your episodes, and they're great. Blah 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 blah. We can help you grow. Blah blah blah. Some fine tuning here. Blah blah blah. Excuse me. And they're not even watching. It's just fluff. So this is how we sort out the ones that are watching versus the ones that are giving fluff. Email. Don't comment unless it has to do directly with the content and what our discussion was. Email anything else. So if you've got something to say, man, listen, email us. Okay. Let me get through and go through this real quick before I get into the what we require. If you got a piece you want to get out there, that's yours, and you don't want to put it on your own social media profile. Again, we have crowdfunding on the bottom of the homepage, hosting box at the top, all the pages on the website. We do not have any sponsors. We have items we recommend only on our website. So if you see a piece that's written on and we're way like woke Disney, way behind on our articles. So if you see one without a name, it's ours. We will never take credit for your piece. Okay. So must have first name or pseudonym, state and location, not a physical address. State and location is just so we can see who we're reaching out. Others can see who we're reaching out. Our email is a private email server. So it's nothing that you send to us is going to get shared. Your information from your email and stuff will not get shared because it's not public. It's a private email server. We pay for that. Okay. So it's not like a Gmail or AOL or anything like that, something that's a free email service. Now, that's one of the things with Microsoft 360 that I don't like because we have to pay. That's not what we have, but I do have Microsoft 360 for some of my other stuff, and I have to pay for the email service, but it's not a private service, which is really does not make sense. It's not a Hotmail account. But I get ads. See, I don't get stupid ads on my email for here. But I do for the other things. So send us what you got to that to the email and website. Okay. Again, run your piece through a grammar editor. It's going to help. We're not grammar police, but trolls are trolls, man. The liberal left, they'll troll. They'll sit there. They don't agree with what you're saying. They'll sit there and attack your grammar. At the same time, they're spitting out so many grammatical errors, you lose count. So run your piece through a grammar editor. It's going to kind of tweak things for you, make things a little bit. It's going to make it more. It's going to line it out to where people can understand what you're saying. Because sometimes punctuation, mispunctuation, or something, or spelling, or something can make it hard for some people to understand exactly what you're trying to say. So that's why we say run it through a grammar editor. I don't have time to actually go back and check for grammatical errors, okay, to fix it for you. So let's make sure you run it through a grammar editor. Cannot be crazy and outlandish. If we can't get on board with what you're saying, it doesn't matter whether you're on the left or you're on the right. It doesn't matter. If we can't get behind what you're trying to say, because it just doesn't make any sense, we're probably going to kick it back to you and say, hey, listen, man, what exactly are you trying to say? This just doesn't make sense. We don't understand. Okay. If we can't understand, then the reader's not going to be able to understand as well. Okay. It's bottom line. Okay. Quotes. So for quotes and resources or things to support what you're trying to say, sources or references. So there's two different ways you're going to do this. And I'm going to talk about hyperlinking. So the hyperlinking, you're going to do, just follow along for a second. So quotes are going to be in quotations. Okay. Sources or references are going to be in brackets. So if you're quoting, copy and paste. Here's where the hyperlink comes in. Copy and paste the indexed address out of the address bar at the top of the browser that of the page that you drew the quote from. The page on the website. Okay, so you're actually look and see the quote. So that where you're gonna the indexed address out of the address bar at the top of your browser, that's the one you're gonna copy. You're gonna paste it directly above or directly below the quote. If it's a reference or a source, you're going to put the name of the website, no .com, .net, .org, .nothing, no .nothing. The name of the website, the title of a piece, if there is one, and the indexed address that you copied out of that index, out of the address bar at the top of your browser, and you're going to paste it in those brackets as well. So we're going to hyperlink the address into the text. It's going to change the text a different color. So people see it. They go, oh, I can click on that. They click on it. It goes right directly to the page on the website that you drew that quote from, or your reference, using as a reference or a source to support what you're saying. You're not quoting, but you're using it to support what you're saying. Make sure you're putting it in that, my belief, I think, my view, things like that indicate that this is what you believe. Okay, you're not stating it as fact, but this is what you feel and you believe. But you want to put things in there that are going to support what you're trying to say. Okay, that's it. So again, let's make sure that it's backed up. You can back up what you're saying. It makes sense. It's not crazy and outlandish. You ran it through a grammar editor. Okay. Then the last thing is first name or pseudonym, state and location, not a physical address. Again, we're not going to take credit for your piece. So like Bob from Phoenix, Arizona, or Scuba Steve from Key West, Florida. So easy, non-identifying. The only one that's going to know it's you is you and whoever else you tell it's you. So, all right, guys. Again, I want to thank you for the support. Hit us in, help us get those views on Rumble up. If you're catching us on YouTube, help us, share. Help us start making those YouTube videos, episodes take off. If you're viewing from X, Facebook, or Truth, again, share it there. Get over to the Rumble, sign up for that free Rumble account, follow, subscribe to the channel. Help us get those episodes up. Get those episodes up. Get those views up. Views. Views mean everything. Because if we have the views, we don't need to say, hey, can you go over to the website and hit us in the crowdfunding or the hosting gift boxes? Because the views will be able to fund everything we're trying to do. So, pop over again. until then, pop over to the website if you want to help us out. Hit us in the crowdfunding, hit us in the hosting. Check out some of those items we recommend. Send us something. Give us something that is on your mind to put on our website. We get more traffic to our website than it seems like we get to our channels. So let's get these things out. Help us grow. And again, I want to thank you for all the support that some of you try to give us. And again, thank you for watching this episode of Patriot View at 1A Independent News. And as always, till next time, stay frosty, my friends.
You just heard Patriot View
At 1A Independent News.
with Bear Direct. Join us on Rumble at 1A Independent News for our daily broadcast.